No, Diddy's in a tricky situation.
Boy, that's the understatement of the year.
Yeah, Diddy, I think it's over.
You think it's over?
I think it's over for him as like a figure in entertainment.
Right.
That the career of Sean P. Diddy Combs, as we know it, it's over. This shit's over. It's over in the worst possible way, one of the worst possible ways you can imagine.
Sean Diddy Combs was hip-hop royalty, billionaire mogul, private jets, luxury mansions, the envy of Wall Street and Hollywood alike. But now, his empire is collapsing faster than a house of cards in a hurricane. The FBI has seized his planes, his mansions are hitting the market, and every brand he once touched is sprinting in the opposite direction. He's applied for bail 5 times, and every request has been denied. With his fortune vanishing by the millions and his freedom hanging by a thread, the question isn't just whether Diddy will walk free, it's whether there will be anything left to return to. Is this the final curtain call for the bad boy for life? There was a time not long ago when Sean Diddy Combs stood at the peak of cultural and financial power. He wasn't just a rapper or a businessman, he was the blueprint. With a net worth soaring past $1 billion, Diddy was the second richest man in hip-hop, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Jay-Z, Mark Cuban, and tech moguls. His name was attached to everything from premium vodka to global music ventures, fashion lines, and his own media network. At his peak, Diddy wasn't asking for seats at the table, he was building the damn table. And as if to put an official stamp on his reign, the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, handed him the symbolic key to the city.
I want to thank y'all for this honor and just recognizing me being from New York, giving me the key to the city. Diddy finally has the key to the city!
A rare honor that screamed validation from the very top. But fast forward just a few months, and that golden key has been returned. Diddy's empire, once invincible, is now a smoldering ruin. Brands that once fought to be associated with him are now racing to scrub his name from every contract and campaign. His billion-dollar status has collapsed, with current estimates placing him somewhere between 300 to 400 million. And even that number is shrinking fast. His private jets? Seized. His sprawling mansions? On the market. His reputation? In free fall. From the jumbotron lights of Times Square to the cold silence of a courtroom, Diddy's world flipped overnight, and the cracks are spreading fast. The moment the FBI stepped in, everything changed.
This guy Diddy, when you look at his net worth, 2022, he's a billionaire. Oh, we hear it, we see it all over the place. Today, net worth roughly $300 million, $400 million.
What started as murmurs of misconduct escalated into a full-blown legal firestorm. Federal agents raided multiple Diddy-owned properties, including his Beverly Hills mansion and private planes, on suspicion of trafficking, racketeering, and more. The jets, worth tens of millions, weren't just status symbols, they were now potential evidence. Allegations surfaced that they had been used to transport underage victims across state lines. With each day, the web of accusations widened, and so did the damage to Diddy's empire. Luxury estates in Los Angeles, Miami, and the Hamptons have either been seized or quietly put up for sale. Artwork, jewelry, and rare collectibles, all once proudly flaunted, are being liquidated to stay afloat. And the bleeding isn't just financial. One by one, Diddy's most profitable partnerships began to collapse. Diageo, the liquor conglomerate behind Ciroc and De Leon, quietly pulled out, ending a $400 million relationship that had helped make Diddy a billionaire in the first place. Revolt, the media company he once called the future of black excellence, is hemorrhaging staff and viewership. Sean John, the fashion brand that once ruled urban clothing, has become a ghost, abandoned by retailers and partners alike. And at the center of it all sits the Diageo lawsuit, the first public crack in the armor. Diddy had accused the liquor giant of racial discrimination, claiming they marketed his tequila as urban and failed to treat him like a true business partner. But industry insiders whispered a different story, that Diddy had gotten too greedy, tried to force his way into ownership, and burned the bridge himself. Whatever the truth, the fallout was clear. The king had overplayed his hand, and now the court of public opinion was watching every move. As Diddy's empire cracked, so did the illusion of loyalty surrounding him. Jay-Z, once hailed as a brother and business ally, hasn't spoken a single public word in Diddy's defense. No solidarity, no support, not even a tweet. It's a silence louder than any statement, especially considering the years they spent side by side at black billionaire summits and lavish industry parties. The same goes for Mayor Eric Adams, the very man who handed Diddy the symbolic key to New York. Weeks after Diddy's arrest, Adams himself was indicted in a separate federal corruption case, and with both men spiraling simultaneously, any public ties between them vanished like smoke. Those who once toasted Diddy in penthouse suites are now pretending they never knew him. And that's the harsh truth.
He already has the keys to some pretty exclusive places, and now Sean Diddy Combs can add New York City to that list. It's Diddy Day in the city. Videos have been playing on the Jumbotron for TSX Broadway, and the crowd waited.
Diddy, for all his wealth and reach, never had real friends, just business associates. Power attracts people, but when that power fades, so does the crowd. There was no one to pull him aside, no one to say, "You've gone too far." Not when the serial numbers on guns were being scratched off, not when women were allegedly trafficked across state lines, not when drugs flowed like champagne. The machine kept running because everyone was profiting. Now that it's stopped, everyone's gone. In a last-ditch effort to look human, Diddy has checked himself into rehab. For what exactly, no one's quite sure. His legal team claims it's for mental health, possibly substance abuse. But the timing couldn't be more suspect. Just after his fifth bail request was denied, suddenly he's on a journey of self-discovery. Most see it for what it is, a calculated move to score sympathy, to present a reformed image just in time for sentencing. But can a PR stunt save a man drowning in evidence? Diddy's freedom isn't just slipping away, it's already been snatched 5 times. That's how many bail requests his attorneys have filed, each one more desperate than the last.
To over 2 million cases a year, making it a premium product. Now, keep in mind, if you don't know who Diageo is, Diageo owns everybody.
And each time, the court has said no. The most recent offer, a $50 million bond backed by his Miami mansion, a total surrender of his passport, complete home detention, and zero access to phones or the internet. It reads like a plea, a billionaire begging to escape the steel bars and concrete walls closing in. But the prosecution isn't budging. They're not just arguing that Diddy is a flight risk, they want the court to see him as the architect of a criminal enterprise. They're invoking RICO, the same legal hammer used against mafia bosses, saying Diddy's businesses weren't just brands. They were tools used to commit and conceal crimes. From the jets that allegedly transported underage victims, to mansions where abuse is said to have occurred, every asset is being reevaluated not as property, but as evidence. And that's where forfeiture comes in. Prosecutors are laying the groundwork to take everything. His homes, his vehicles, his companies, all of it. Cassie Ventura, the ex-girlfriend at the center of many allegations, has now submitted a plea to the judge to deny Diddy's bail. So has her longtime friend and stylist, Deontay Nash, who testified during the trial. Both claim that Diddy is a danger to their lives and that letting him out before sentencing could open the door to retaliation. These aren't just courtroom tactics. They're cries for protection from a man they believe will stop at nothing to silence them. Behind the legal drama is an empire in free fall. Diddy's once legendary Ciroc and DeLeon liquor deals are dead. Diageo didn't make a public spectacle. They just cut him off quietly and completely. What was once a $700 million stake in spirits has now shrunk to a fraction of that. Sean John, the fashion line that once defined urban luxury, has faded into obscurity. Licensing partners are backing out, retailers aren't renewing, and the brand exists now only in name. Revolt TV, which Diddy once proudly labeled the Black CNN, is collapsing under the weight of controversy. Viewership is plunging. Advertisers are walking away. Executives are jumping ship, and even staffers who once championed the mission have quit in disgust. Diddy sold his stake, but the brand can't shake its origin, and that's now a liability. Public perception is worse than ever. The narrative has shifted from mogul to monster.
New tonight, Sean Diddy Combs returned his honorary key to the city at the request of Mayor Eric Adams. The Harlem native was awarded the key last September, but returned it on June 10th.
It's 2020, y'all. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
Every leaked deposition, every witness statement, every photo of federal agents at his front gate chips away at whatever reputation he had left. And all the while, the money bleeds. Legal fees alone are expected to top $10 million, and that's just the beginning. He has a battalion of lawyers, multiple ongoing civil suits, and a federal case so massive it could redefine celebrity justice. At this rate, Diddy isn't just losing money, he's burning through what remains of his legacy. Just when the public thought they'd seen every twist in the Diddy saga, an unexpected voice echoed from behind prison bars: Suge Knight. The former Death Row Records boss, no stranger to scandal or bloodshed himself, dropped a chilling theory. Diddy isn't just a criminal. He might be an informant. According to Suge, there's no other way to explain how someone with decades of whispered allegations and now mountains of evidence has managed to evade true accountability for so long. Not unless, he says, Diddy knows something. Something big. Something dangerous. It's not just empty gossip. There's a pattern that's hard to ignore. The raids, the seizures, the federal pressure, they're real. But the outcomes? Delayed. Hesitant. Soft around the edges. Despite the severity of the accusations, involving trafficking, coercion, and possible ties to violent acts, there's a sense of strategic restraint. Could it be that Diddy holds secrets about others in power, about the entertainment elite, politicians, or even the inner workings of law enforcement itself?
Justice, organized crime, and gang section. Jim, thank you so much for coming on today.
Sure, good to be here.
So, Jim, let's start with the forfeiture. This isn't just about prison time anymore. Prosecutors want his empire. From what you've seen in the filings, how aggressive is this?
And here's what people don't realize. Diddy's not just burning money on defense. His income sources are collapsing one by one, if not already collapsed. Ciroc's parent company, Diageo, dropped him quietly. No fanfare, no public fight, just a quiet, chilling severance.
If Suge Knight is right, if Diddy has been feeding information in exchange for selective protection, it raises a terrifying possibility. He could walk. He could sacrifice a few assets, offer a name or two, and re-emerge with his image scrubbed clean by the very system that once threatened to bury him. The man, once known for throwing the wildest parties in Hollywood, could somehow throw one more, as the phoenix that rose from federal fire. But even if he escapes prison, can he truly escape justice? The music industry, once a playground Diddy ruled with champagne and platinum plaques, is colder now. Artists are distancing themselves. Labels are quietly purging old connections. The calls stopped. The respect evaporated. Whether he's guilty in the eyes of the law or not, the court of public opinion has already passed its verdict, and it's brutal. For the victims, the pain doesn't end with headlines. Cassie's story, the years of alleged control, isolation, and fear, has opened the door for a flood of others. Women, assistants, collaborators, each painting a picture more horrifying than the last. Healing, if it ever comes, will take years, maybe lifetimes. And Diddy's apologies, if they ever come, may ring hollow against the weight of what's been lost. Redemption. It's a long shot. This isn't a scandal that can be cleaned up with a podcast confession and a tearful docu-series. This is systemic, deep-rooted. His name isn't just stained, it's scorched. And while billionaires have bounced back from disgrace before, There's a difference between a mistake and a legacy of manipulation. The real question now isn't just whether Diddy will go to jail, it's whether the world will ever let him return. So now, we turn it over to you. Is this the end of Sean Diddy Combs, a music icon brought down by his own unchecked power? Or is it the beginning of something even darker, a game of influence and immunity most of us were never supposed to see? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Diddy is a villain, a victim of cancel culture, or a power player who still holds the cards? And if you want the inside story on what Revolt insiders are leaking, or who in the industry may be next, make sure to subscribe. Because this empire isn't done unraveling. Not by a long shot.